What's happening, folks? This is a part two to the vehicle gear and equipment, my vehicle totes and equipment, and also a part two to having a front wheel drive SUV. So I'll make this pretty quick. Um, First off, I've only ever owned four cars or front wheel drive, non four wheel drive vehicles in my life. Okay? And besides having these four cars, then I've had uh, two or three two-wheel drive pickups in my entire life. And I've had well over 100 vehicles, and everything has always been a four-wheel drive. So going out and testing a front-wheel drive vehicle, in what capacity it has off-road, not extreme off-road, but leaving pavement or a graded dirt road, when you hit mud holes and ruts and stuff like that. So I'm being honest here. Never having something like this and never having taken anything off road like this, some of my fishing spots and hunting spots are tricky to get into. And from bad luck and just dumb luck, I've been stuck in not having a four-wheel drive vehicle. So I'm kind of excited at how well it did. After the video, I drove around the public hunting area, and there's a couple spots like a steep little bump on a turn, to come out of a parking area onto the pavement, and it actually climbed right up. It, like I said, I've always had a four-wheel drive, and I have the Bronco and I have the Ranger that I typically do my hunting and fishing in. But with gas prices and the economy, having a little SUV that I drive back and forth to work for the fuel mileage, I've always been curious. Hey, I could almost afford to go camping this weekend, but it's been rainy or it's been muddy or something. But with the fuel mileage of this being twice as good as my other vehicles, it would make a weekend trip affordable. $50 in fuel versus, 80 to 150, for a round trip to where I go to PA. It's 300 miles round trip. So, a tank of fuel in this is about $45, where it's $50 in the Ranger, and it's $105 in the Bronco. And any other running around and stuff, the fuel mileage just goes down and the price goes up. So if I had $100 bill on a free weekend, I can go camping now, and I'm excited about that. So, like I said, this is all new to me because I've always had the trucks. And, this little SUV isn't much better than a minivan per se. Under these places, I would have never thought of, even attempted to take in a minivan or a lesser vehicle that wasn't four-wheel drive. So it's new to me. I was pleasantly surprised. So I wanted to, share that. Like I said, I've always had a four-wheel drive. Better safe than sorry. So I've never attempted this, even though I haven't had to use the four-wheel drive to get into a lot of this stuff. Having big mud tires has, really helped. So this is all new to me, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So enough on the vehicle. Back to my totes and the vehicle equipment. Somebody's going to ask the obvious about jumper cables. All of my vehicles have a set of jumper cables right under the driver's seat. Okay, they're just right there. So that's a given. I didn't need them in the tote because they're always in the vehicle. Each vehicle has a flashlight, a pair of gloves, jumper cables, and a snow and ice scraper. Okay? That's just standard in all the vehicles. And then those totes are to switch between vehicles. So typically it's going to be those 3 totes and my backpack. You know, the backpack will be another video. I made one previously, but I modified it. So, but on top of the jumper cables, an ice scraper, a flashlight or headlamp, leather gloves, there's a blanket in every vehicle. And coming into winter, you know, coming into the fall, it's rainy. We're coming into winter. I'm going to put a tarp in each vehicle. You know, just a Harbor Freight, you know, 6x8, whatever. Something that you can stay on top of the snow or on top of the mud. If you have to climb under, you know, to hook up, fix the exhaust. You know, you can keep it folded up, kneel down on it if you're changing a tire. You know, things like that. The toolkit, I always carry a little toolbox. Right now, it was currently in use. It was in my garage because my tools are scattered. Long story. So my truck kit got taken into the garage for one of mine or my son's projects. But yeah, so before anybody asks about the jumper cables, there's a pair in every vehicle. Additionally, with my toolkit, I like the Ryobi tools just for the cost sake of, and I've been using them for 20 years. I still have my original Ryobi tool set from 20 years ago. I've had to buy new batteries, obviously, but I've upgraded and just purchased single tools, and one of those tools is their half-inch drive impact. So I keep that and 2 or 3 sockets. You know, your 3/4 19 millimeter, a 21, and a 24, so that I can do the lug nuts on any of my vehicles. So, or the 24 is a 15/16, could be 1 1/8 depending on what vehicle you have. So I have those 3 sockets in a little pouch that I keep with the impact gun. So whether it's in my garage or whatever's going on, if I'm going on a trip, I carry the impact gun as well. So I just wanted to give these updates as a part 2 to both of the last 2 videos, since I'm kind of doing a video dump and posting 2 different videos today. This is the part 2 to both of them. So I hope everybody has a great day.